There is no instruction manual on how to be a boy. No pamphlet the hospitals hand out, no class to take at school, no step-by-step instructions I can print off the internet, tape to my door, and write on my forearm in black pen to reference on the unit test. All I've got is YouTube, a little brother, a dad who was a teenager in the 80s, and one friend in Toronto who answers my odd questions on what are appropriate pajamas to wear on the school trip and what if my feet are the wrong way in the bathroom, in excruciating detail with pictures, no questions asked. Being a boy is, in part, finding the right words to say to each other, like we're a separate species or something, and one wrong syllable will land me in hostile ground, waiting to be torn apart by the hungry carnivores and passed around, piece by bloody piece, to the rest of the pack. It's the clothes I drape myself in, perfecting the I just pulled something random out of the closet this morning look, creating an effortless aesthetic that takes no less time to construct and decide upon than a girl's. It's the sudden revelation I cannot speak to a girl I don't know like a friend, but boys I don't know are all like long-lost brothers awaiting a pat on the back, the homely salutation of "sup bro," while girls don't quite comprehend the simple jokes and plain hellos that once worked fine. I didn't know how to skateboard, but as a teenage boy I need to, so I took my brothers and flew down the driveway as many times as it took to not be bent over, butt in the air, arms out to the side, because nobody ever took the time to teach me how when I was a kid. It's uncrossing my legs when I sit and spreading them out to the sides like I own the chair, like I am asserting territorial dominance over a temporary slab to rest my ass, because that's how boys sit. It's not leaning over a table and only wearing skinny jeans on occasion and not fussing much with my hair and checking my nails like I'm about to chip them off my hand instead of making sure they're all even, like this, not like this, and sympathizing with any other boy when he mentions small pains of the genitalia, regardless if I know what he's talking about, and researching online and taking a survey of other teenage boys what the average length of my genitalia is supposed to be, because I should be prepared for someone to ask, because you never know when that might happen. Being a boy is all the things I don't say. I played baseball for 2 years, but I don't talk about my pink batting gloves. I wore a suit to grade 9 grad, but I don't say how I had to fight my mom to wear the jacket over my wavy, curvy, cute red floral top. I played Minecraft with the guys on Skype in grade 8, but I was only allowed to, and my opinion meant nothing because I was barely granted entry. My favorite picture of myself is when I was 1, wearing my dad's Mighty Ducks ball cap, but I don't tell you there was a bonnet underneath. I wore a Toronto Blue Jays hat backwards every day of grade 9, not because I was a normal dude and did normal dude things, but because it was all I had to paint my soul onto my body without getting in trouble. Yeah, I definitely have my learner's license. No, you're not allowed to see it, because the name is entirely foreign to you, and one incriminating F sits above eyes blue. I don't tell you I come to school every day with a third sock on and a piece of fabric compressing my flesh into my lungs so I can never catch a whole breath, because if I told you any of this, your eyes would open wide, you'd look me up and down. You'd manipulate your brain to see me as something I'm not, and say those 3 words, the simple phrase that plagues my existence and rings in my head day in, day out. The soundtrack to the day I started writing profuse apologies, a line on a page above requests for my funeral. You would look at me and say, "You're a girl." And you would see only that and try to tell me I'm wrong. Try to coax me into a skirt and flowery hair and painted nails. Oblivious to the things I have not told you. Oblivious to the years of hovering between death and life. Oblivious to what I had to do to get myself here and have each one of you call me by my name. Oblivious to the hundreds of times I have gone to bed begging God to make me normal, convinced by myself and by people all over he could never love someone as abominable as I. If I have learned one thing about how to be a boy from this world, it's that boys don't cry. But if I have learned anything about how to be a man from this world, the grand achievement for surpassing boyhood, the epitome of male sophistication and maturity, simply put, you must be swift as a coursing river, with all the force of a great typhoon, with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon, and I'm sorry. There's not a word in there about having a penis.